We've just discovered how powerful candlesticks actually are. Now, when you put them together, they do make these patterns. The beautiful thing about these patterns is they actually give you structure and they give you instructions of what to do. Now, it falls under the same categories. We have continuation patterns and we have reversal patterns. Continuation patterns we use either to add to our positions, or sometimes we want to ladder out of our positions to protect ourselves. It's basically a pattern that when we come from a direction, we form a pattern and we exit in the exact same direction that we entered. Then you get a reversal pattern. This is when all of a sudden we're moving very strong in one direction, we start to form a crazy pattern and we exit in the opposite direction. And this is going to give you advantages over the rest to exit, to protect yourself, to take profits. Or if the market's going down and reverses up, it will give you a sweet entry and give you an indication on when to buy. Now let's have a look at a few of these patterns. Now, if it's continuation or reversal, they can happen on either direction the market's moving, up or down. Now let me show you a few examples of when the market is moving down. You get things called triangles, you get bearish flags, and you get wedges. Ultimately, what it's doing is it's entering in one direction, it then forms a pattern and exits in the exact same direction. And as you can see, when you see this pattern play out, it doesn't matter if it's going up or down, you can make the decision, either I get some of my position out because we're forming a bearish pattern, or it's a bullish one and I can add to my positions. Now let me show you a few reversal patterns. The most common ones you're going to see many times is head and shoulders. You're going to see rising wedges, you're going to see double tops, and you're going to see triple tops or triple bottoms. And what these are is when you see them, it can give you a good indication that the market is reversing. So it doesn't matter if the market's going up or down, you will get the indication that that's about to end. We're about to change direction. Now let's jump onto TradingView and let me show you how these patterns actually look on the chart. I'll show you the difference between continuation and the difference between reversal patterns. So here's the first example, which is a bullish wedge. And ultimately, all you want to see is you want to see the market really move strong in one direction. So the bulls were holding this really strong. Then all of a sudden we went sideways and you have two options. Either we reverse or we continue. Now, in order to continue, we want to break the wedge to the upside. And once we got that, we will then continue the strong momentum. And you can see that's exactly how it played out. Here's another example of a continuation pattern, another bullish wedge where we went really strong, we went sideways, and then we broke through the top. So you want to see the direction we've come in is the direction that we exit. Now this can happen both ways. This can also happen to the downside. Now if I show you this pattern over here, this is a bearish wedge. And you could see that price was coming down in one direction. We then went sideways. We can either reverse or we can continue. And we broke the bottom and you can see how it continued the actual move. This is another example of a wedge. Then you get the flags where it goes sideways, where all of a sudden the market comes down, it goes completely sideways horizontally, and then it breaks the bottom and continues the momentum. These you will see up or down in the market. Now let me show you what a reversal pattern actually looks like. The first one I'm going to show you is a head and shoulders. And basically what this is it makes a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and this is known as a reversal pattern. And you could see soon after that how quickly the market started to shift. So you can see this either after we've had a really strong pump, and this will give you an early sign that we're making a lower high. You could see there, and it's giving you the warning that we are starting to lose momentum and we're starting to reverse. You can also get the upside down one where we're coming down strong. We start to form the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, and it means we can break out to the top. Now here is another one, which is called a triple bottom. And what this is when price hits the same area 3 times in a row. This is known as a very strong reversal pattern because it gets to a certain area and it keeps getting bought up or sold into at that zone, showing that there's a lot of interest. And you could see over here, we had 1, 2, 3 touches, and all of a sudden the market started to reverse and went in the opposite direction. So if you knew this pattern, you would have got in nice and early and you would be way in the profits now just by understanding the basic pattern. Now, very similar to the triple top or the triple bottom, you get a double top or double bottom. I'm going to show you a double top, for example. And this is when price hits the same area twice and it gets rejected with the really strong candles. Now remember, you got the patterns, but you want to also see the candle that forms at those areas as well. And you can clearly see that there's 2 pin bar candles here long wicks, plus they double topping in the same area, just confirming that they are selling a lot at the zone and it's not looking strong. And as soon as that happened, look how it collapsed and it started to make its way down into another pattern. So you will soon see that after one pattern, we'll form another and we'll form another. And every time the market moves, it will start to form different patterns. Are they continuation patterns or are they reversal patterns? Once you can identify how these look, you can start prepping for the next move. And that's how you get the massive advantage over the others. Now you understand how powerful these patterns are. Now remember, you want to identify, is it a continuation or is it a reversal pattern? Then you can go through the list of patterns to see exactly which one it is. Now another tip, remember that when we're in that pattern to look at the candlesticks, make sure that they are also saying the same thing, and ultimately you're combining the two strategies together. Now I'm about to go even bigger, and I'm about to teach you something that I love dearly and I use it all the time, and it's gonna help you identify these patterns, and these are called trend lines. A super simple tool, but extremely powerful. All the candlestick patterns that we've just spoken about in the video, you can download in the link below. Let's hit it.